And I was so mad at myself. So mad at myself because how could I? How could I mess that up? We are our worst critics. We should normalize discovering and chasing our dreams and finding ourselves and our purpose past the age of 25 by really looking inside of ourselves and figuring out what is it that we're comparing ourselves to. This is the Sphere of Influence podcast with your host, truly, Moni. Here we discuss entrepreneur journeys, tips on how to be better entrepreneurs, and how to leverage social media to grow our business. First and foremost, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this episode wherever you are. And today I really wanted to focus on the feeling of being stuck in your journey. So if that is how you're feeling, this one is for you. So let's talk about being stuck and not feeling good enough and not feeling inspired and how to get ourselves back out there and being inspired and pushing through and doing whatever it is that we need to do to achieve our goals. So I know that being in this mentality or in this feeling, it really gets in our way of our growth. And it's really important that we are able to stop and evaluate ourselves. You know, as entrepreneurs, we are responsible for so much, pretty much every single part of our business, especially for those solo entrepreneurs, for those that have a team, even more so, right? We are dealing with employees and different people and personalities and trying to hold them accountable for their part of the job. So it can be challenging. And I feel that sometimes when we get stuck and we start to feel not good enough, it really comes from this comparison mindset. And basically what it is just what it sounds, right? It's the way we evaluate ourselves in relationships to others. And I think this definitely leads to a feeling of unworthiness. So if you think that you are behind, right? Then that means that in your mind, you think somebody else is ahead. Or if you think, oh, somebody's doing it better, whatever, X better, whether it's marketing, selling their business, social media, then you feel like you are not doing it good enough. And you have to remember that you are in your journey. You are exactly where you need to be. For me, right, this year has been particularly hard. Some of you might have noticed that I was gone for a little bit. I went MIA, and I think I went into a dark place, and I was feeling very down and out of energy and just tired. And the reason why now that in retrospect, that I feel that this happened was because I was comparing myself to the old me. I have, for those of you that don't know, I have a back injury. I was a firefighter before. I had a herniated disc that was very, 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 very big. I had to have surgery, and due to this surgery, I no longer have, I have what is called a drop foot. So I don't have full control of my foot. And obviously that causes compensation throughout the body. And last November, I have flare-ups throughout, right? But last November, I had a really, really big flare-up. And I was literally couch bound. I was working from the couch with a pillow underneath my legs, And it sucked. It sucked because I've been a very independent person since I was very young. I started working when I was about 12 years old, helping my family. And pretty much I became a parent to my family because we didn't really have dad around. And so I've been very independent. And during that flare up time where I literally couldn't even go into the kitchen to get something for myself to eat, it was so frustrating. I felt horrible. And I'm sure some of you guys might empathize with this and know what it feels like, especially if you are the one that does everything and you are just, you've been so independent for so long. It sucked. And I really had to look within myself, because what I was doing was comparing myself to the old me, right? The person that wasn't injured, the person that was more physically active, that was able to do all these things. And by comparing myself, I didn't allow myself to grow in this new journey that I am in, right? Yes, I could no longer do the things that I did prior to being injured, but that doesn't mean I need to stop living or that I'm any less of a person, of an individual, right? There is adjustments that I need to make to my life now. But that's all that it is. I am in this new journey and I need to learn whatever it's trying to teach me so that I could evolve to the better version of myself. And I'm not saying that you're never going to feel like this ever, but I think that by really looking inside of ourselves and figuring out what is it that we're comparing ourselves to, or who we're comparing ourselves to, that we would be more conscious about what is happening within ourselves. I think we are our worst critics, right? It's funny enough, I recorded this podcast. This is the third time I'm recording it. The first time I was not feeling great, not very energized. It was the end of the day and I really wanted to get it done. So I pushed myself to record it and I was just not feeling it. And I halfway through it, I was just like, my mind was just not there. So I decided, you know what, I'm just not going to use it. Second time, I was like, okay, I'm good. Energy's great. Let's do this. And what I did was I didn't set up my mic right. So I had this huge echo, and I'll put in a little piece for you guys to hear what it sounds like. This is the Sphere of Influence podcast with your host, truly, Moni. And I was so mad at myself. So mad at myself because how could I? How could I mess that up, right? And we have to remember that we're growing, and every single event that happens in our lives is teaching us something, right? So instead of being angry with ourselves, which is not easy, I admit it, I was pissed. I was so mad. And thankfully, I have a very kind partner. And, he was like, you know what, it's okay. Like, if it didn't come out perfect, it's okay. You're learning. This is like this is technically the first time I'm using this setup to record myself. And he was just like, why are you being so hard on yourself? And we are our worst critics. If you talk to a friend the way you talk to yourself, you would have no friends, right? We would have no friends. We're so hard on ourselves. So know that your first time doing it, or maybe your second or your third, it doesn't matter. it won't be the best. And know that it won't be the last. And know that it gets better. Every single time that we do something, it gets better. We learn something new, right? And don't let that perfectionist mentality stop you from doing things, especially when it comes to like promoting our business, right? Doing social media. We think that I run across a lot of my clients, they think that just needs to be perfect. And it doesn't. You just need to start. Whatever it is, just start. And get out of your head about what it looks like and how it's not perfect. Because eventually, the more you do it, you will get there. You will get there and you're going to kick butt I don't want to curse. But yeah, so just be kind to yourself. And also another thing I want to touch on is, and I think a few days ago I shared something in a post that I don't remember exactly what it said, but basically it said that we should normalize discovering and chasing our dreams and finding ourselves and our purpose past the age of 25. A lot of us have been passed down this mentality that we need to be at certain stages of our lives by a certain age. And the reality is that we don't have to, it's fine if you get there, but if you don't, it's okay. This is your journey. Own it. Make yourself happy doing whatever it is that you want to do. I had another podcast where I interviewed this amazing entrepreneur, and this person is going back into the work field and into being a W-2, right, an employee. And for a second, she thought, maybe I'm losing my cool factor because I'm not going to be, she still has the business, but she's no longer going to just be doing that. She's doing the W-2. And at the end of the day, it is her journey to live. And the opinions of other people shouldn't matter, shouldn't stop us from doing whatever we think is best for us, right? So whether that is you leave your entrepreneur journey and go back to a W-2, or you leave your W-2 and you go and start your own business, whatever it is your journey. Own it and don't allow anybody else or somebody's opinion to stop you from doing what you love and what's going to make you happy. Because at the end of the day, nobody is living our lives, and we have to live our lives for ourselves. I'm a believer that everything happens for a reason. Yes, even the bad things. I know some of you are going to say you don't agree with that. And I've been through my share of bad things in life. I have not had an easy life. And I'm sure there's other people that have had worse lives than me, right? But I want you to know that I believe that every single journey, every single experience that you have had in your life has evolved you to the person you are right now. And you had to go through that period, through that experience. And don't ever think that it wasn't worth it, right? Like going to school. I went to school to be a firefighter, and now I no longer use that. And now it was worthless. No, it wasn't, It led me to being a firefighter, and those experiences taught me to be a better person and a better individual. And I hope even a better leader too. There's always room for improvement, right? But know that you are where you need to be, right? That doesn't mean we don't push harder, right? And continue to improve ourselves. And if we need to get a mentor or, find a way to make ourselves accountable and track our progress, then we do that, right? But know that it's you versus you, not you versus whoever. It doesn't matter. Use those people as a way to push yourself, because you could get to that place. But don't use it to put yourself down and say you're not good enough, right? Know that that is possible. And if you work hard enough and you push and you get whatever help it is that you need to get there, that you're going to get there. And the only progress that you should really focus on is seeing how you have progressed as a person, right? Are you doing better than you were a month ago or 3 months ago or a year ago, right? That's what matters. And if you're not, then hold yourself accountable to that. Then use that to say, hey, you know what? I have not been doing what I said I was going to do, and I have not progressed, right? And then do whatever it is you need to do, or that you feel the need to be able to reach those goals and be successful. But at the end of the day, is just know that you are enough. The universe has lined up this way for you to be here. So just know that. Own your story, honor your history, and every experience that has taken place in your life, even the bad ones, or even the ones we think are bad. Because without it, you wouldn't be the person that you are today. Whether you believe it or not, that is the reality. We wouldn't be who we are today without everything that you've gone through. And I know for some of us, the roads have been a little darker, a little harder, but please don't focus on that. Focus on knowing that everything and anything that you set yourself up for is possible. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but it is possible. You just have to commit. From the bottom of my heart, I just want to tell you guys are enough. And if you ever feel like you're not, I want to take this time to tell you, hey, I am here for a conversation if you need it, if you need support. And really, from the bottom of my heart, I mean it. If anybody out there is needing some support, you need to talk to somebody. Maybe you're not feeling all that great. Hey, I'm here for you. Know that you are worth it. Know that you are loved. Know that you're enough. Anyways, that is all I have for you guys today. I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I really hoped it touched the people that really needed to hear this today. And if you enjoyed this, please share it with somebody that might need to hear it. And I hope you guys have an amazing and beautiful day. Go out there and make it count. Okay? I will see you on the next episode. Bye.